Hi, I'm Anna. My life changed fast when my dad married Emma's mom. I was 12, she was 14. At first, everything was great, better than I expected. Emma would braid my hair, help me with my math homework, and we'd spend hours watching ridiculous reality shows together. Even my best friend, Maya, was jealous. "You lucked out," she'd say. "I wish I had a cool stepsister." But things shifted when we hit high school. Subtle at first, so subtle even Maya didn't notice. But my boyfriend Derek did. One Friday morning, Emma popped her head into my room. "Can I borrow your new sweater for my date?" I hesitated. I had saved for months to buy that sweater, but she was my sister, right? "Sure," I said. "Just, please be careful with it." She came home that night with a giant coffee stain down the front. "Oops," she said, barely glancing at it. "Accidents happen. Hey, you can totally cover it with a scarf." Then there was my sweet 16. Dad and my stepmom let me invite 30 people to a fancy restaurant downtown. Emma even helped plan it. I thought that was sweet, until the night before, when I overheard her on the phone. "Yeah, Hannah's thing is at 7, but why don't we meet up at 6? There's a way better place next door. No one cool is going to her party anyway." She had planned her own dinner at the same time. Half my guests never even made it to my party. When I confronted her, she just laughed. "Don't be so sensitive. People just wanted to grab a quick bite first. Not everything is about you, Anna." Maya was furious. "She's jealous," she said the next day at lunch. "You're getting better grades, you made the dance team, and let's be real. Derek asked you out even though she was totally into him." I didn't want to believe it. Emma was my sister. Sure, we had our differences, but that was normal, right? Then college acceptance letters came. I got into my dream school. Emma didn't. For the next week, she told everyone I only got in because the school had to fill their charity quota. Derek urged me to stand up to her. "You can't let her keep treating you like this," he said during one of our coffee dates. But I kept making excuses. She was stressed. She was going through a rough breakup. She didn't really mean it. I just wanted peace in our blended family. Then, in senior year of college, everything shifted. Emma got engaged to a guy named James after 6 months of dating. One evening, as I sat in my dorm with Maya, Emma's name flashed on my phone. She was grinning when I answered. "Anna, you won't believe it. I'm getting married, and I want you to be my maid of honor." Maya rolled her eyes behind my phone, but I forced a smile. "Wow, that's amazing. Are you sure you want me?" "Of course, you're my sister. Plus, all my closest friends are fighting over who gets to be bridesmaids. This way, I don't have to pick sides. And you're so good at organizing things." After the call, Maya didn't hold back. She just doesn't want to deal with the drama of picking between her actual friends. "You know that, right?" "Maybe she genuinely wants to include me," I argued. "Like she included you in her graduation party planning?" Maya shot back. "The one where she told you the wrong date." "That was different," I said. "She told me her mom mixed up the dates." Maya grabbed my shoulders. "Anna, she posted the right date on social media 3 weeks before. I saw it. She knew exactly what she was doing." The dress fitting should have been my first clue. Emma had picked matching dresses for all the bridesmaids except mine. "Oh no," she gasped dramatically at the boutique. "They must have mixed up your measurements. The sample size should have fit you perfectly." The seamstress frowned, flipping through her notes. "Miss, you specifically requested this size when you called last week." Emma blinked innocently. "There must be some mistake. Anna, maybe try a green juice cleanse before the wedding. I hear they work wonders." Later that week, I met Derek for lunch. He stirred his coffee, frowning. "She's doing it again." I sighed. "Doing what?" "Remember homecoming? When she told everyone you couldn't afford a ticket, so they should donate to help you?" I clenched my jaw. Even after I showed them my pre-purchased ticket, some people still believed her. "Exactly, and now she's trying to make you look bad at her wedding." He set down his cup. "Maya told me about the dress incident." "I don't want to cause drama," I muttered. "It's her wedding." "It's not drama to stand up for yourself," Derek said firmly. "Look, yesterday I overheard her telling the bridesmaids they didn't need to get you a wedding party gift because, in her words, Anna's not really part of the traditional wedding party. She's only doing it as a favor to me." I picked at my sandwich. Maybe she meant it in a nice way. "Anna," Derek sighed. Stop making excuses for her. Real sisters don't treat each other like this. My sisters fight all the time, but they would never deliberately humiliate me. The wedding rehearsal dinner came too fast. Emma had been oddly quiet all week, almost nice. She kept talking about the reception, the special moments she had planned. I let myself hope. Maybe despite everything, we could finally be real sisters. The wedding. The reception was in full swing. Emma was a vision in white, and James couldn't stop smiling at her. At the head table, I sat between Maya and Derek, watching as she stood for her speech. I want to thank everyone for being here today, she began, voice honey sweet. Especially my beautiful family. Mom, thank you for always being there. And to my stepdad, thank you for bringing so much joy into our lives. Then she turned to me. Her smile didn't reach her eyes. And Anna, my dear stepsister. You know, a lot of people here don't know your story. They don't know that you're actually adopted. The room fell silent. My heart stopped. Dad's fork clattered against his plate. Emma pressed a hand to her chest, the perfect picture of innocence. I remember when Dad told me last month. He thought I already knew. Can you believe that? Apparently, your birth mother left you at the hospital, and my stepdad adopted you before he met your first stepmom. Maya gripped my hand under the table. Anna, we can leave. Right now. But I was frozen. Emma's voice carried through the hushed reception hall. I just think it's beautiful how you found a family that wanted you. And now you have a sister too. I mean, not by blood, obviously, but family is more than blood, right? Derek shot to his feet. That's enough, Emma. She blinked at him. What? I'm celebrating our family. Anna, why do you look so upset? Oh my gosh. Was it a secret? Did you not tell James's family? She gasped theatrically. Did I just ruin a surprise? Dad finally found his voice. I must stop this, now. But Daddy, she pouted, I just wanted everyone to know how special Anna is to us. How we chose her to be part of our family. James's mother spoke up hesitantly. Emma, dear, perhaps this isn't the appropriate time. Emma flipped her hair. It's the perfect time. We're all family here. Anna, don't you want people to know your story? About how brave you were? Being abandoned and all. It's inspiring. My voice finally returned, hoarse and quiet. I didn't know. The air turned heavier. Emma's expression flickered, just for a second, before she recovered. What do you mean you didn't know? She asked, Fox concern masking her satisfaction. I swallowed hard. I didn't know I was adopted. Gasps rippled through the crowd. Dad stood, his face pale. Anna, I was waiting for the right time. I wanted to tell you privately, not like this. When Dad, my voice cracked. Another 22 years. Emma placed a hand over her mouth in exaggerated horror. Oh no, did I just ruin a surprise? She turned to the guests. I feel terrible. Maya slammed her napkin on the table. No, you don't. You planned this whole thing. Emma's eyes flashed. It's my wedding day. I was trying to share a beautiful family moment. But James was staring at her like he'd never seen her before. His mother had a hand over her mouth. The other guests looked anywhere but at me. I glanced at my dad, my stepmom, who refused to meet my gaze, and finally, at Emma, her triumph barely concealed beneath feigned innocence. Without a word, I stood. Derek and Maya followed. Dad called my name, but I didn't look back. I kept walking. Behind me, Emma's voice floated through the open doors, light and careless. I guess she's just sensitive about it. Should we cut the cake now? 3 months passed. One chilly Saturday, Maya invited me over for coffee. She had that look, the one she got when she was sitting on top of some major gossip. You won't believe what happened at the country club last weekend, she said, pouring me a cup. I raised an eyebrow. Emma drama. Oh, the best kind. Maya smirked. She tried to join James's mother's charity committee. I took a sip. Let me guess. She got in. Nope. Maya's grin widened. Mrs. Bennett straight up told her, I don't think you'd be a good fit for our organization. We value discretion and compassion. I nearly choked on my coffee. Seriously. Oh yeah. Emma threw a full-blown tantrum in the middle of the dining room. Started crying about how everyone's been so mean to her since the wedding. How she was just trying to share a beautiful family story. I sighed. Classic Emma. But here's the best part. Maya leaned in. James's cousin was there, and she told Emma, "The only story you shared was how cruel you can be to your own sister." I stirred my coffee slowly. Dad said she's been calling him constantly, complaining that James's family is freezing her out. Can you blame them? Maya scoffed. They saw who she really is. No more playing the perfect daughter-in-law. I hesitated, then asked, "And James?" Maya sat back. Derek ran into him at the gym. Apparently, he's starting to see through her act. She tried to twist the wedding story, make herself look like the victim. But he remembered how she practiced that speech beforehand. She kept refining it to sound more innocently cruel. Those were his exact words. I exhaled slowly. Karma's catching up to her. Maya beamed. "Oh, it gets better. Did you hear about her job?" I shook my head. "What happened?" "She got passed over for that big promotion she wanted. Turns out her boss's daughter is adopted. And when he heard about the wedding incident from another employee, he decided Emma wasn't exactly leadership material." I blinked. "Wow." Maya shrugged. "Actions have consequences." I leaned back in my chair. I haven't spoken to her since that night. "Good." Maya took a sip of her coffee, then smirked. "Not that she isn't talking about you. She's been telling anyone who'll listen that you're the one being dramatic." I sighed. "Of course." "Too bad for her." Maya's eyes sparkled. "The video exists." I frowned. "Video?" Maya grinned. James's teenage cousin recorded the whole speech for social media. She posted it with the caption, "How not to give a wedding toast." It got shared in a few wedding shaming groups. Emma's been getting dragged online by complete strangers. I almost felt bad for her. Almost. Maya saw the hesitation on my face and shook her head. "Don't. She did this to herself. No one told her to ambush you with your adoption story. No one made her turn your personal history into wedding entertainment. She chose that. All on her own." Maya was right. Emma's perfect little world was unraveling. Not because of anything I did, but because people finally saw her for who she really was. Her mask had slipped in front of the very people she was so desperate to impress. And no amount of fake tears or forced apologies could make them unsee it. Last I heard, she and James were in counseling. Her social circle had shrunk to just a handful of people, mostly the ones who were just as toxic as she was. And her new mother-in-law? She had uninvited Emma from the annual family vacation. I took another sip of coffee, warmth settling in my chest. Sometimes the best revenge isn't revenge at all. It's simply letting toxic people face the natural consequences of their own actions.